If you want to continue to follow our adventure, click subscribe. So you don't miss anything, click the bell notification. Before I get started, yes, I'm next to the railroad tracks, and I know that there are a lot of complaints that say that I'm not allowed to be next to the railroad track. But the fact of the matter is I'm not. That is, over there is the railroad track. Right here is the city highway, the city road. This is a road. I'm staying right next to the road when I walk next to the railroad track, so I don't feel like I'm violating any laws. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about the minimalization, kinda. I've noticed that minimizing my life since my ex-wife left, my stress level has just continuously dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped. And I've talked about it a lot before. Not spending money and how not having to worry about money or worrying about spending money, which is more important. That is what my objective in life is. My only worry about money nowadays is not spending money. And it's a great feeling. It's much better feeling to worry about not spending money than worrying about trying to figure out how you're going to get money so you can spend it on things. There is, in my mind, a direct connection between not spending money and stuff. Money buys stuff. Money gives us things that we want and things that we need. And the key about the need is a lot of people seem to think that you need a lot more than what I think you actually need. For example, a lot of people spend tons of money on electric. Let's just say it's $80, because that's what I used to pay in the house, was $80 for electric. Well, if I took the electric cost that I have now and transferred that electric cost into paying a utility bill, so I 1,500 watts a day is what I run, which translates into $6 a month is what I would spend in electric living in a house. But as soon as you walk into a house, you flip on the light switch, you run things you don't need, even though you say you need them. And I always wonder, if I went back into a house, could I keep my cost down to $6? And I think I got some ideas on how to make that happen. I really do. I think over time you start to talk yourself into, well, you know, it's just a few cents here, it's a few cents there. And before you know it, you're back up to 80 bucks. That's how I think it would go. And so it's a constant discipline. You're constantly having to tell yourself, no, I don't need that. And there has been three things that has happened in our adventure where, for lack of a better word, I have felt guilty for getting. The first one, we used to take a shower with a garden hose. Hooked it up to the pop-up camper water pump, and we would heat our water with the propane stove in a big 5-gallon drum, and then use that water in our pump system, and it would spray into a shower tent, and that's how we took our shower. Well, my dad bought me a on-demand water heater, a Moray on-demand water heater. It was a game changer. I mean, I absolutely loved it. The thing about it is it's not huge, but it takes up a lot more space than what we can afford. Even in the pop-up camper, it took up a lot of space. I've always felt guilty about it, and I've always thought about maybe we should get rid of it, but there's no way I could get rid of it. Now, the one justification I do have for it, and see, this is how your brain starts to think, how can I justify the cost? Am I saving more money with it than not having it? Heating the 5-gallon drum on the stove was using more propane than the on-demand water heater. Here's the last thing that I just got, and I'm telling you, it is just one of the best things that I could have ever purchased, was my Verizon jetpack. The jetpack, the jetpack cost $49, and then the Verizon bill is going to be $65 a month. Well, as everybody knows, I was using the pickup truck. The pickup truck has AT&T unlimited data for $20 a month. I mean, it's just dirt cheap. But as a result of it being dirt cheap, it is just a pain to use. The signal, they have got it where they meter it down, and it's not always high speed. And you got to have the key on, which means you got to have the generator on. So I'm wasting money if I have to spend time on the internet, and I'm not charging batteries. It restricted our ability to go different places because we didn't have internet. Now I got this jetpack through Verizon, and I'm already seeing a huge difference. It's convenience. Convenience I didn't have before. I've got internet all the time now. I don't have to have the generator running. I can turn it on, watch Netflix. I don't have to download Netflix. If we download a movie with the truck and we didn't like the movie, we can't just say, oh, let's find another movie. Otherwise, we'd have to start the generator back up, turn the truck back on, find a movie, download it, and then shut it all off. And it was a waste of money. But this thing, it has a signal where I didn't have a signal before. I already found that out. Now I'm trying to justify in my head, is it going to save us money? Being $65 a month, I'm going to shut off my phone. That's going to be a $45 savings. So that means there's still $20 there hanging out. I have to justify. Am I going to save the $20 somewhere else? Or is this just a convenience? And the reason I bring this up is going back to a house. If I ever went back to a house, these little things start to creep in your life. And then you try to justify. If I turn on this light, am I going to save money? I'm not going to save money. And over time, your $6 utility bill is going to turn into an $80 utility bill. Before I spend money, I spend a long time thinking about the justification. Will it end up saving us more money than in the long run? And I guess, after thinking about this jetpack for 2 years, I do think it's going to save us money. And we're going to be able to expand our venture better. We'll be able to go and go places that we haven't been able to go before. Thanks for watching. Click like if you liked the video. And happy travels.